Hey everybody, welcome back to Asagao Academy, where, Hannah's feeling very awkward here, while our friend Mai is trying to get information out of us from a guy that we don't know who from on the train. Once we finished stringing up the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly. Yeah! Done! Is that good enough? Done! Done! No, that just makes me look evil. Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's this ramen place down the street from campus that's like out of this world, but the schooling lets us leave campus on the weekends. Mai walked to the window. We could go there today because it's Sunday and it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the caf since you just got here. We could... She was suddenly interrupted by her own enthusiastic laughter. Do you have multiple personality disorder? Oh my gosh, Mimi Santos just totally tripped outside and fell on her face. Why are you laughing? I saw it. Oh, you're a horrible friend. Oh, does it mean to laugh? Maybe we shouldn't have. Oh well, anyway, let's go eat. I'm totally starved. You're such a horrible person. She let me out of the room before I even had the chance to respond. Oh, how nice. Oh, it's very pretty. The cafeteria was buzzing with students excited for the new year. The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of skittish, wide-eyed first years. I stepped into line behind Mai, taking an empty plastic tray. We shuffled through asking for helpings from the sulky cafeteria workers when we passed something that looked good. With full trays, Mai led me straight to a table in the back where a few students were already sitting. Mai sat down and I took a seat across from her. Oh, hi, girl. Question. Hi, Mai. How was your break? It went good. I went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a ski jet and broke his ankle. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's better now, though. Oh, well, that's nice. I expected to be introduced, but the girl turned back to her group of friends, and Mai turned back to me. Well, that was quick. She began to assault her food with a fork and tell me in practically minute-by-minute account about her fleeting romance last summer with a boy she met on the beach that didn't go much further than a few salty kisses. I sat back and let Mai talk for the first time. Since arriving on campus, I felt like I was finally able to breathe. I picked out my Brussels sprouts and studied Mai as she spoke. The more she talked, the more I began to notice small details about her. She had a high songbird voice. What? She was dramatic. Her face was twisting this way and that into exaggerated expressions as she spoke. She laughed often. She intimidated people in wild, unflattering voices, seeming unrelated to her actual opinion of them. That sounds familiar, but I'm not going to say who. But most notably, she talked a lot. There's a difference here. I'm apparently an introvert in the game. She's an extrovert. Oh my goodness, how do we get along? I didn't find this particularly annoying, as it filled the silence and she hardly ever asked questions that required my full attention. Just as Mai was rounding off to a shockingly detailed account of the time she accidentally walked in on her friend's older brother in the act of changing, a flash of a familiar green caught my eye. I glanced over. Hey, that's him! Huh? Who? I leaned across the table with a whisper just in case if he could hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom. The boy from the train! That's him! What? Jared? Yeah, with the weird green jacket and the swoopy hair? He just picked up his tray and was walking past us when something seemed to catch his eye. Oh, hey. I'll see you later. Oh, you. I looked up at him, suddenly realizing he was talking to me. Hana, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you? Well, really well. I found my roommate. She's been helping me out. I gestured to Mai, who was thunderstruck, in fact. Looking around, everyone was. People stopped eating to turn around and stare at Jared and me. Jared and I, it should be. My shoulders bunched around my neck. Well, if you ever need any help, I'll be around. Third year, right? I nodded. All right. Some of my friends are in that year, of course. They can't compare to me, but I'll give them the heads up to look out for you. He flashed his dazzling smile, then winked. It's the least I can do for such a cute girl. Well, I'll see you around. Brody, don't do that. You're creepy. Shut up, Brody. I know what I'm doing. I watched a torrent of thoughts raging through my head as she took a seat next to the bunch of guys who were all wearing the same jacket. That's Jared? She tore her eyes away from him and looked at me.
He's so cute.
I love the little audio in the background of their voices. It's awesome. He's the most beautiful guy in school. I can't believe he just looked at me. I looked at Mai. Her cheeks were glowing with indecent pink. Why do they all wear those jackets? Aren't the guys supposed to be wearing blue blazers as a part of their uniform? No, they're allowed to. They're, you know, Jared? The girl turned back around and was looking at me with sudden interest. Did I know him? I only talked to him once on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We weren't friends or anything, but looking around, Mai and the girl weren't the only ones who were interested. Everybody seemed to be listening in. They seemed so surprised when he talked to me. Maybe a little white lie couldn't hurt? No, tell the truth. No, tell the truth. Not really. I don't really know him. Oh, she looked up at me. She looked up and down, sniffed, and turned away. Why, do you got a cold? Mai leaned towards me. Don't mind Mimi. She was just trying to get with you. Get in with me? Why? Well, you asked about those guys in their jackets, right? Those aren't normal. Those are their normal boots club jackets. They're... what? What's normal boots club? Oh, there's the whole gang. Oh, Jontron and Jacques. There's so many people that I don't know. I only know Jared, PBG, and Jontron. The rest of them I don't recognize. It's a club that we have at the school here. It's like totally exclusive and full of only the coolest students. They get together and play video games or something. That one there is John, also known as Jontron. His bird's name is Jacques. John also has the president of drama club here at school. Next to him is PBG. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is one of the best soccer players on our team. Then there's Gerard. People call him the completionist because he's obsessed with completing things. He has the biggest itty-bitty kitty collection I've ever seen. Next to him is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He's a model. And then there's Satch Bag? But everyone calls him Satch. He's like crazy smart. Those guys over there are Paul, Nick, and Josh. They write a column in the school newspaper called Continue. Paul, the one standing up, is the student's council president. And the guy on the end there is Shane. He knows more about video games than anyone. Ever. Oh, I'd like to no, I'm not going to take competition with that. She exhaled in a dreamy sigh into her mashed potatoes. So, how would someone, join the Normal Boots Club? You don't choose the boots, Hannah. The boots choose you. I don't want my boots talking to me anytime soon. ... What's that even mean? You have to be presented with the boots to be in the club. They're like super selective. What are the boots? The club has the boots statue. It's like one of their patches. It's like the one on the patches, but it's gold-plated. It's their mascot, I guess. They do this weird initiation ritual with it. Ritual? I hear they fill a room with candles and wear these totally creepy robes during initiation. This 2-year girl said she saw it once and they were like all chanting around the boots and sounded like they were talking backwards. But I don't believe her. And even if it's true, I don't care if they're a cult because they're all really hot. Oh, so I can get away with being in a cult if I'm really hot and sexy. I'm never gonna hit that status, oh well. Do they have a lot of friends? Yeah, tons of friends. I'd say that they're most popular kids in school. I mean, everyone in school totally looks up to them. I bet they could get any girl in the school too. Oh, school too. Or boy, in the matter of fact. Hey, are you gonna eat your cake? I shook my head and pushed the plastic tray across the table to her. For the remainder of lunch, I listened to Mai talk about Jared through mouthfuls of half-dissolving frosting. Back at the dorm, I sorted through the pile of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. Maya fervently scribbled in a notebook at her desk, hunched over with strikingly poor posture. Hey, Mai! She didn't bother to look up. Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309? She shuffled through the papers on her desk before producing a thick textbook. A demure man in a powdered wig frowning at me from the cover. Yeah, this one. I sighed. I don't have that one. The school must have missed it. Mai shrugged and set the textbook back in her pile. They have a bunch in the library. You could just check one out. Where's the library? Maya riffled through her notebook and wrote something down. She tore a page out and handed me a crudely drawn map. Oh. Okay, well, I'll be back in a little bit. Bye. Wow, that was really quick. I thought there was going to be some interlude there. It took me at least 20 minutes to find the library. Oh, that's why there's no footage showing the in-between. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting. The library was much larger than I expected, the walls lining from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes on rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed for the front desk. I recognized somebody green and gray jacket was bent behind the counter. Normal boots. I briefly considered running away. Hey, can I help you? Too late. Yeah, the school forgot to give me one of my textbooks. I was told I could get it here. Which one is it? The History 309 textbook. He stepped behind the counter and motioned for me to follow. We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane? Gerard? John? No, not John. Satch. Huh? Oh, did she say it out loud? Oh, you work here? Of course you work here. He chuckled, dimples appearing in his cheeks. Yeah, I'm the librarian's assistant. It's my second year, and I love it. I get to help people find their books that speak to them. His eyes twinkled like a kid on Christmas. Your book's right down here. He stopped at a row of thick, dusty books. Was this all history? And he pulled out the book with the powdered-wigged man I saw earlier. Thanks! He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need any help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on the Normal Boots Club, but I couldn't come up with anything. No, thanks.
Copacetic.
Did he just start speaking in Simlish? You're welcome. As we headed back through the cavernous library, my unease melted away. We weren't talking, but just being near him, I felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. I resisted the urge to snuggle up to him. We neared the front desk, stepping around a clump of studying students. As we passed, one of them shifted. Eh? Something white flew past my face. A thick piece of triangular paper lay at my feet. I bent over and picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it. If it was just a hair slower, it would have hit me in the face. The students snickered, and I recognized the boys that made fun of my hair this morning among them. My heart dropped. I scanned my memory for anything I might have done to offend them, but I came up with nothing. My hands started to shake. I hid it behind my back, trying to think of some way to defend myself. Why did you do that? Eh? What do you mean? This is a sporty boy voice. We're just messing around. Are you suggesting we did it on purpose? I faltered. There's nothing I could say. I was outnumbered. They would twist my words around, no matter how straightforward I was. No, sorry. One of the boys held out his hand for the paper. I edged closer to give it to him, and anger at myself for being so compliant. I wish I were. A gentle warmth closed over my hand and took the paper from me. Satch examined the paper closely. I see what the problem is. Your aim would be a little better if you cut the corners before you folded it. He placed the paper on the table. The boys looked at... What? What did I do? Oh, I pressed the right button. Sorry. The boy looked at him in sheer awe. Be careful, though. You almost hit her. That would have been awful. My hands began to sweat as panic shifted through me, afraid of the response. But, geez, we're sorry. We'll be careful next time. Yeah, it was an accident. They apologized? Thanks, I appreciate it. He gave them a wide smile and continued off into the aisles. I followed closely behind him, my legs weak. Don't tell me these stopped because of him, simply because I was with him. I want to thank him, but my heart was pounding so hard I knew my voice would shake. We reached the front counter and he scanned the history book. My lips trembled as I willed myself to say something, anything to thank him. He tilted his head to the side. What books do you like to read? I'm not a book reader. Oh, fiction? He chuckled. I just finished a good book. I think it'd be right up your alley if you don't mind me saying so. He reached under the counter. I pulled out a thick green book and passed it to me. A man in black stood at the front, hugging a woman in royal robes. It's long, but it's one of my favorite, The Princess Betrothed. Am I saying that right? I don't think it's going to be tough transferring to a new school. If you're ever worried, just read this. It'll transport you 100 miles away in a second. Tears stung my eyes, so I ducked my head. Thank you, Satch, for more than just the books. You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I got your name. Hana Misuno? Oh, my Hana is named Misuno, a transfer student. Hana. Well, it's nice to meet you, Hana. Let me know if you like the book. I will. But that's actually all the time I have for this episode, so thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I'll be reading them and responding. And I will be seeing you later. He's gonna. Oh, he shot me in the leg again! Stop shooting me there, please! I want to walk! I need that! Come on, shoot him in the heart! Haha! No! I just shot him in the armpit. Maybe he should shave there more often so I don't hit him there.